Imagine a world where the horizon does not exist, a place where the earth and the sky dissolve into a single blinding shade of white. This is Antarctica. It is not a place for life. It is a place where life is merely tolerated, a frozen purgatory where survival is the only god. In this white void, we find a colony of penguins. To the casual observer, they are adorable, comical creatures, huddled together against the wind, a triumph of evolutionary resilience. But look closer. Before we dive into the topic, I'd be very happy if you could subscribe and like the video. If you strip away the sentimental music of nature documentaries, what you see is a machine, a biological factory of noise, waste, and desperate reproduction. They are driven by a blind will, a relentless programming that commands them to eat, to breed, and to survive at any cost. They are, in every sense, puppets of nature, twitching on strings they cannot see, performing a dance of survival that has no audience and no point. They are terrified of ceasing to be, so they huddle together, anchoring themselves in the mass, hiding from the silence of the landscape and the noise of the colony. But then the camera catches something, a disruption in the machinery. One penguin stops. He does not look at the sea, where the food is. He does not look at the colony, where the warmth is. He turns his back on the safety of the group. He looks toward the mountains, toward the interior of the continent, toward a place where there is nothing but ice for 5,000 kilometers, and he begins to walk. He does not waddle with the purposeful clumsiness of the others. There is a strange, mournful seriousness in his rhythm. He is leaving. He is heading straight for the absolute unknown. If you were to catch him, bring him back to the colony, and place him right in the middle of the safety of the herd, he would turn around immediately and begin the march again. He would head right back toward the mountains, toward the void. The scientists, the biologists, the experts, they have a word for this. They call him disoriented. They say his internal navigation system has malfunctioned. They say he thinks the mountains are the ocean. They smile and shrug, dismissing this tragedy as a glitch, a biological error. How comforting that explanation is. How desperate we are to believe it. We have to believe it is a mistake. Because if it is not a mistake, if this penguin knows exactly what he is doing, then he is holding a mirror up to us, and the reflection is unbearable. We categorize him as insane or confused because the alternative is to admit that he has made a choice. We dismiss his action because we are obsessed with the idea that survival is the only rational goal. We believe that life is inherently good, that being alive is all right, and that anyone who walks away from it must be broken. But look at him. Does he look confused? Or does he look like someone who's finally woken up? Perhaps this is not a navigation error. Perhaps this is the only moment of true clarity in the history of his species. Consider the possibility that this penguin has been struck by a curse, the same curse that haunts us, a sudden, terrifying flash of consciousness. For a moment, the strings have gone slack. He has looked at the colony, that screaming, chaotic, breeding mass of biological imperatives, and he has felt a wave of nausea. He has seen the futility of the cycle. Eat, reproduce, die. Repeat. He has realized that he is a prisoner in a game he did not choose to play. And in that realization, he has done something no other penguin has dared to do. He has said, "No, this is not a malfunction. This is a rebellion." It is the rebellion of a being that has suddenly realized it is nothing but a puppet, a self-conscious nothing, and decides that the show must stop. He is Bartleby the scrivener in feathers. when nature commands him to survive, when his genes scream at him to reproduce, when the colony demands his participation in the collective delusion, he simply responds, "I would prefer not to." We are terrified of him because he violates our deepest programming. We are wired to survive. We are wired to cling to life, to spend time before it spends us, to distract ourselves with noise and movement so we don't have to hear the silence of the universe. We build civilizations, we write books, we create gods, all to hide from the fact that we are biological accidents on a dying rock. We are addicted to positivity, to the I can, to the endless pursuit of achievement. But this penguin, he has stepped outside the circle. He is no longer an animal laborans, a laboring animal working for the preservation of the species. He has become an aristocrat of death. He has chosen the dignity of a final departure over the slavery of survival. He walks toward the mountains not because he thinks there is water there. He walks toward them because they are pure. They are silent. They are the unhuman, the indifferent world that does not care about our struggles or our hunger. He is drawn to the ice because the ice is the ultimate truth. It is the inorganic, the stillness that existed before life made the mistake of crawling out of the slime, and the stillness that will remain long after we are gone. He is following a different kind of instinct now. Not the instinct to preserve life, but the instinct to return to the peace of the non-living. He is seeking the ultimate peace, the cessation of all tension, the end of the burden of being a separate, suffering self. The colony is noise, stress, and struggle. The mountains are silence. We look at him and we feel pity. We want to save him. But who are we to save him? We who are terrified of our own silence. We who fill every second of our lives with frantic activity just to avoid facing the question he has answered. We run on treadmills. We chase promotions. We consume endless entertainment, all to avoid the deep boredom that might reveal the emptiness of our own striving. We are the ones who are disoriented. We are the ones marching in circles, mistaking motion for meaning. He is the only one who is walking in a straight line. Now turn the camera around, turn it away from the ice, and point it at us. If that penguin is insane, then what are we? We look at him with pity because he has stopped playing the game of survival. But look at our game. We do not walk toward the mountains of madness. We run in circles faster and faster inside a cage we built ourselves. We live in what the philosopher Byung-Chul Han calls the Achievement Society. We have moved beyond the old world of discipline, where a master told us what we must do. We have evolved into a far more efficient, far more terrifying system, where we tell ourselves what we can do. The negative no has been replaced by the toxic positivity of yes, we can. We are no longer obedient subjects. We are entrepreneurs of the self. We exploit ourselves and we call it freedom. We work until we burn out, until our souls are exhausted. Driven not by a whip from the outside, but by an inner command to achieve, to produce, to be someone. We are both the predator and the prey in a race that has no finish line. Why do we run? Why are we so terrified of stopping? Because if we stop, we might have to look at what that penguin sees. We might have to face the silence. Thomas Ligotti calls it the conspiracy against the human race. We know deep down in our blood that our existence is a paradox. We are biological puppets who have been cursed with the ability to see the strings. We are, as Julius Bonson said, self-conscious know-things. We know we are alive, and we know we will die. This knowledge is a horror so absolute that we have built an entire civilization just to hide it from ourselves. We invent distractions. We anchor ourselves to flags, to gods, to careers, to families, not because these things are inherently true, but because they are walls we build against the wind of nothingness. We are addicted to meaning the way a starving man is addicted to bread. We need the next promotion, the next purchase, the next like on a screen, simply to drown out the background hum of the universe, which is whispering to us that none of this matters. Nature did not design us to be happy. It designed us to survive and reproduce. Evolution is a Ponzi scheme. It bribes us with dopamine, that chemical lie in our brains, promising us that this time satisfaction will last. Just one more achievement, it says. Just one more purchase, one more conquest, and you will be complete. But it is a trick. As Robert Sapolsky reminds us, the brain is designed to habituate. The pleasure fades, the hunger returns, and we are back on the treadmill, running toward a horizon that retreats with every step. We are chemically wired to be dissatisfied, to keep pushing the boulder up the hill like Sisyphus, only to watch it roll back down again. This is why the penguin haunts us. He has stepped off the treadmill. He has stopped listening to the chemical lies. He has looked at the biological imperative, the command to eat, breed, and endure, and he has found it malignantly useless. He is not depressed in the clinical sense. Depression is a failure of the energy needed to play the game. What this penguin is doing is an act of philosophical clarity. He has realized that the game is rigged. He refuses to be a functionary of the species. He refuses to be an automated machine processing krill into waste for the sake of a future generation that will only do the same. He walks toward the mountains because the mountains are the only place where the noise stops. He walks toward the end not because he is broken, but because he has been fixed. He has cured himself of the sickness of survival. Let us stop looking at him with pity. Pity is a defense mechanism. We pity the dead to reassure ourselves that we are alive. We pity the mad to reassure ourselves that we are sane. But what if this penguin is not the victim of a mistake? What if he is the only one who has actually made a decision? In the colony, there are no decisions. There are only reflexes. The breeding cycle, the feeding cycle, the huddling against the cold, these are not choices. They are biological mandates written into the genetic code millions of years ago. The colony is a regime of absolute determinism. Every movement, every squawk, every step is dictated by the blind will of the species to continue itself. But this solitary walker has broken the chain of command. By turning his back on the ocean, he has committed the ultimate crime against nature. He has introduced choice into a system designed only for survival. This is what we find so unsettling. We are witnessing the birth of an individual, and the price of individuality, the price of separating oneself from the warm, mindless collective, is death. To be an individual is to be separated. To be separated is to be vulnerable. To be truly free is to stand alone against a universe that wants to grind you back into dust. Think about your own life. How much of it is truly your own? We spend our days building fortifications against the silence. We construct immortality projects, careers, reputations, families, monuments of stone or data, desperately trying to prove that we are significant, that we are not just ephemeral biological accidents destined to rot. We are terrified of our own creatureliness, terrified of the fact that we are food for worms. So we create culture. We create noise. We create the hero system of our society to pretend that we are gods, not animals. We are driven by the terror of death. It is the worm at the core of our apple. It drives our wars, our loves, our skyscrapers, and our symphonies. We run away from death, and in doing so, we run away from life. We live in a state of constant, low-level panic, masquerading as ambition. But the penguin, he is no longer running. He is walking toward it. He has stopped denying the reality of his condition. He has looked at the horizon where the ice meets the empty sky, and he has acknowledged the truth that we spend billions of dollars and endless hours of entertainment trying to forget that the end is coming and that the struggle to avoid it is undignified. He has embraced what philosophers have called the death drive, the innate longing of organic matter to return to the peace of the inorganic. He wants to return to the state before the accident of consciousness occurred. He wants the silence of the stone. There is a grandeur in this. It is the grandeur of Sisyphus, but with a twist. Sisyphus was condemned to roll his rock up the hill forever, finding his meaning in the struggle. This penguin has let go of the rock. He has realized that the hill is infinite and the rock is meaningless. He is the ultimate rebel. He rebels not against a political tyrant or an unjust law, but against the tyranny of being itself. He rebels against the biological imperative that demands suffering as the price of existence. Look at his gait. It is not frantic. It is measured. It is calm. He is not fleeing in panic. He is on a pilgrimage. He is heading toward a cathedral of ice where no prayers are heard and no salvation is offered. He is heading toward the sublime, that terrifying beauty that is too great for the human mind to comprehend, the beauty of absolute nothingness. In a world obsessed with more life, more pleasure, more success, more time, he has chosen less. He has chosen the ultimate no. And in that no, there is a terrifying freedom. He is no longer a slave to the stomach or primal instincts. He is, for the briefest of moments before the cold takes him, a pure aristocracy of the spirit. So as we watch him disappear into the whiteout, we must ask ourselves the dangerous question, the question that Werner Herzog leaves hanging in the frozen air, the question that haunts every frame of this footage. What is your mountain? We are not penguins. We cannot simply walk into the interior of Antarctica. We are trapped in our cities, our jobs, our relationships, our bodies. But we all have an interior Antarctica. We all have that place in our minds where the noise of the colony fades away, where the shoulds and musts of society lose their power. Most of us visit this place only in our darkest moments in the middle of the night when we wake up and cannot remember why we are living the life we are living. We feel the pull of the silence. We feel the temptation to just stop, to stop striving, to stop pretending, to stop participating in the conspiracy of everything is fine. Usually we panic. We turn on the TV. We check our phones. We wake up our partners. We rush back to the safety of the colony. We use distractions to silence the doubt. We treat our lucidity as a disease, and we cure it with distraction. But what if we didn't? I am not suggesting you walk into the snow to fade away. That is the literal interpretation, and it is a waste. The penguin's tragedy is that he has no way to express his rebellion other than physical death. He has no art, no philosophy, no language to contain his realization. He is a tragic figure because he is mute. But you have a mind. You have the capacity to perform this migration internally. You can walk away from the colony without moving an inch. You can detach yourself from the frantic race for status. You can step off the treadmill of achievement. You can look at the dead walls of your office or your home and realize they do not define you. You can stop feeding the ego, that hungry ghost that is never satisfied. You can cultivate a disenchanted lucidity. You can realize that the game is rigged, that the prizes are plastic, and that the applause is fake. And in that realization, you don't have to die. You can simply be. You can exist in the world, but not be of the world. You can perform your duties, pay your bills, and love your family, but with a secret distance, a quiet irony. You can be like the actor who plays his role perfectly, but knows deep down that it is just a play. You can find your freedom in the very center of the cage. The penguin teaches us that there are only two choices. You can be a puppet, dancing on the strings of biology and society, terrified of the day the music stops. Or you can cut the strings. It is dangerous to cut the strings. You might fall. You might find yourself walking alone toward a horizon that promises nothing. But in that walk, in that cold, terrifying silence, you might find the only thing worth having. You might find yourself. Not the self that society built for you. Not the self that needs likes and promotions, but the real self. The self that exists before the noise begins and after the noise ends. The self that is capable of looking at the abyss and not blinking. The penguin is gone now. The snow has covered his tracks. The colony continues its screaming, defecating, desperate dance of life. They have forgotten him, but we haven't, because we know in the secret corners of our hearts that he was the only one who knew where he was going.